Hey guys, it's Kara from Kara Maureen Bridal Coaching, and today I'm so excited to talk to you about a little relationship tip that is going to help everyone. Whether you've been married for 10 years, you're getting married in 10 months, this is something you really want to keep in the back of your mind. And it's about joy killing. So a lot of times I think most of us, when we're sort of scanning for a partner, we think through like, how will they be at my worst moment? With friendships, we think about that, like, oh, she was there for me when I was really down. And the thing about marriage is, the research that the Gottman Institute's done really shows that it's actually not who you are to each other in your worst moment that makes the difference, but in your best moments. It's how you respond to each other around good news and happy things that really is going to predict sort of the long-term health of your marriage. So let me explain. When someone comes, when your partner, your fiance, your husband comes to you with good news, I got a job. You can be pretty passive about it. You might be like, I got a new handbag. That would be like passive destructive. Or you could be like, look up from your show and be like, oh, cool, nice. That's, it's acknowledging it, but it's half-hearted. It's passive, it's constructive, it's nice, but it's super passive and really half-hearted. The other thing is, when someone shares that news, you could say, oh my gosh, you got the new job, but can you handle it? Like, is it going to be too many hours? Do you know what you're doing? That's active, like you're engaging with the news, but it's in a really destructive way. Like you're taking that euphoria and really hammering it down in an active, destructive way. And then, of course, the final approach would be, someone telling you they got the job and you're like, oh my God, yay. Tell me everything. When did they call? What did they say? When do you start? How can we celebrate? Like you drop everything, zone in, and you meet that joy. And not only do you meet it where it is, but you expound upon it. Like you take it higher. And the studies have shown, they did a whole love lab and they watched how people interact and do these things, is the people that really can compound each other's joy, that just builds such a solid foundation that when you do have those hard times, when somebody passes away or someone loses a job or pandemic strikes, that foundation that you already have is going to save you for those bad times. And I think people just forget to do the work and miss that opportunity to really expand and expound upon the joy that you can bring to your partner. So this is just one of those things I'm so excited to share because it seems kind of obvious, but I think sometimes it just gets a little twisted. Like we think, oh, we're being really protective of our partner by, making sure they can really handle it, but like you don't realize how incredibly destructive it is to be a joy killer and to take that away from your partner, even if it feels like, oh, but you're trying. No, it is not helpful. It is not useful, and it is not doing any favors for your relationship and your union. And I think it was reminding me too of a lot of my beautiful pandemic brides. You guys, some of you have been engaged forever. And, you might want to say, hey, I picked out my shoes. And it's so easy, for you, it's like, oh my gosh, well, you know what, no matter what happens, I got my shoes. And you hopefully, your fiance can stop whatever he's doing for a minute and be like, awesome, good. Because no matter what happens with our wedding, how many people are there, I want you to feel beautiful. I'm so glad you got your shoes. Awesome. And the same for him. Any small detail or good news that he comes across, it can be difficult. If he's like, yay, I made it to a new level of my video game. It's like, are you like, you can so easily dismiss it. Be like, okay, that's nice. Or I bought a new putter and you're like, I don't care. Like we've got 800 things that we're dealing with here. But if you can remind yourself, stop for the little moments of joy that your partner is kind of sharing with you. Stop and meet that moment with your full attention and with your positivity. Save your criticism and your like wanting to sort of ignore it or diminish it, put that aside and like, because it's quick. It's like 1 minute of jumping for joy is like such a big deal. Um, I know with my husband, it's always like, you know, if he's on a golf trip and like I'm bathing the kids and he's telling me about his birdie that he made, it's like, but and then now that I know this in the back of my mind, I'm like, let's celebrate the birdie. I mean, yay, golf, birdie, dude, it's why not? Like, why, why diminish that joy? Like, it actually is so fun. And then once you start the habit, I mean, now there's not a birdie, I don't celebrate. I'm in it. I'm here for it. So it's again one of those things. It also is just helping you get to know your partner and what matters to them. And it's these little things. Again, it's so easy to dismiss, especially when we are like at the year mark of being like dealing with what feels like the big picture, all this little stuff. Like it can be so easy that nothing feels like enough. Like I'm not going to celebrate anything until this stinking pandemic is over, but don't get caught there. Get right into those little moments and meet them with as much exuberance and joy as you can, because it is going to save your relationship in the long run. It is going to give you the best, strongest, softest, sweetest foundation, and a fabulous, fun life. So, again, do this with your partner, and like most things, it can trickle down to other people in your life, friends, family, siblings. Keep that at the back of your mind. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you next time.